But I'm here to tell people to stay off the drugs, stay off alcohol, man, because you never know where you could end up in the next 5 years, you know. So
You never know where you could end up. You could end up dead. You could end up in a ditch. You could end up in prison.
Maniacs for life.
What's up, Maniacs? Today I'm here with this maniac. Maniac, how old are you?
29 years old.
You're 29 years old.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get straight into it, Maniac. What is some of the dirt that you have been through?
Some of the dirt, in and out of jail, you know, trouble with the law. As an adolescent, you know, just running into the wrong type of people, you know, hanging around the wrong crowd, you know, being influenced by a lot of my family members and just struggling with different addictions when, you know, from pills to booze to, I mean, a lot of people say marijuana isn't a drug, but I think I did have a smoking problem, especially as a teenager, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I've overcome a lot in the past like 15 years. So
Well, that's amazing that you can say you've overcome it, because a lot of the people watching right now might not have ever overcame any of those things, like especially with addiction. So I want to dive into that, especially you were talking about booze and pills.
yeah.
I want to get straight into it. How bad did it get? What was some of the bedrock moments of that
just
addiction?
Shit, like drinking so much to where I black out, you know, not know what the fuck I'm saying, not even remember the night before, you know, just going off on people, you know. That's another thing, you know, maybe being addicted to a bad attitude or a bad way of thinking, you know, that's probably something more serious than a drug, you know, harder than a drug.
A bad way of thinking. That's really
Some people
important.
are just addicted to the lifestyle.
Were you addicted to the lifestyle?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Definitely.
What was fun about that lifestyle that made you want to go back to it every day?
It felt like an easy way out. You know, it solved a lot of problems for me. You know, just it was almost an escape. You know, like escaping reality, and just like just a getaway. You know, a getaway from strict parents and, you know, just people that wanted me to succeed but didn't really know who my friends were and didn't know what I was going through with anxiety and depression, you know, and that was almost like my perfect solution to just, you know, overcome things like that, you know, trauma, you know, just childhood experiences that I don't want to say on camera, but, you know, I was influenced by my cousins to do a lot of, you know, just like running away and just, you know, my cousins actually are the first two people I smoked with, you know, so, and we're all in the same age group, so, you know, they you know, in high school they really had an impact because, you know, I was wanting to skip school with them and always, you know, go to parties, but at the same time, I knew I needed to succeed in life, you know. So with that pressure, you know, it was just like I was caught between two worlds, you know, just having to be, you know, someone presentable at home, but then having to prove myself to my friends every day, you know, or my cousins, which were like my quote unquote influential friend, you know, bad friends.
So with those cousins, because a lot of people have family that kind of gets them involved in things.
Exactly.
With your family, did they have problems too with substance abuse?
Oh yeah, man, they're on drugs today. That's why I'm so glad to speak about this on camera, because I could be where they're at. You know, they're looking at 25 years in prison for being caught with massive amounts of Xanax and, you know, doing heroin and things like that, you know. So I thank God that I didn't fall into hardcore drug addiction, you know.
So alcohol, because, well, I would say alcohol is one of the craziest things that's legal, right? You can go out and drink, and it's the craziest thing ever how legal it is. For you, with something that's so available, what were some of the biggest, I would say, techniques that you had to kind of get off of that? Like, what helped you stop getting in that booze state, stop going off of people? What was it?
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
Hanging around friends, you know, being out in public where you know people are, all eyes are watching you. So if you mess up, you know, now I'm the big homie. A lot of people think I'm, you know, still in my early 20s, you know, but I'm actually getting up there slightly, you know, in age. I'm about to pass 30, you know, so I feel like a lot of kids may look up to me and aspire to be someone like me one day, you know, just because I already know the streets and the experience, you know, and people catch on to that. But I'm here to tell people to stay off the drugs, stay off alcohol, man, because you never know where you could end up in the next 5 years, you know. So
you never know where you could end up. You could end up dead. You could end up in a ditch. You could end up in prison.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Somebody could take advantage of you at a party or something like that. You know, if you're popping pills, you know, doing the fool and just acting a fool, you know.
So many people go through hard times and like to lean on alcohol. Mm-hmm. For someone who might have been through something very similar with family getting them into it, thinking it's okay because, hey, my cousins are doing it, they're cool, that makes me cool. What's something for that person who's going through that right now?
Shit, I was just on the phone with my little sister before doing this interview, and we were talking about, you know, how I didn't want to wear glasses and I was nearsighted, and you know, I didn't want to look like a nerd whenever I was out in public, and I think I should have went ahead and been that nerd and stayed in school, and because now I'm regretting it as an adult. You know, it's hard for me to get a job because I have I caught my first felony whenever I was 18, 19, about to turn 19 years old back in 2012. So you know that.
You mind if I ask what that felony was?
Yeah, that was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
At 18 years old?
It was a horrible fight. You know, I regret, you know, pulling that weapon. You know, you should just stick to these right here. Don't
stick to these.
Yeah, don't
learn how to use
learn
them.
how to fight, man. Because you know you could be the one, you know, end up catching the case like myself, you know, and over somebody else's bull crap, you know.
So how did you get over that felony? Well, okay, the felony, right? It sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of us go through it.
Yeah, dude.
Whenever you got the felony and it was like the next day that you woke up and, you know, you're going through court, it's taking time, yeah.
My head was just spinning, like
18
being
years
booked
old.
into jail, and like I'm like, fuck, I can't believe I actually hurt somebody like that. I stabbed somebody, bro. Like, you know, and I actually punctured their lung, you know. So I'm like, damn, am I gonna get attempted murder? Am I gonna be in jail for life?
Yeah.
Like, what am I looking at? You know, like that first night, just and being in the adult world, you know, you're thrown in, you know, to the mix, and your head, you know, can't stop like just going, you know, 0 to 60, 0 to 100, you know. So I'm just thank God that person lived, and you know, we ended up talking about it, you know, and talking it out and becoming, you know, people, you know, he actually didn't press charges on me because he was a friend, you know, but the state so happened to pick it up, you know, so that was, you know, I couldn't hold it against them. Yeah. So, you know, now I'm just thankful I only did 4 months in county. Okay. You know, I didn't end up going to prison. I signed for probation. I completed my probation. So now, you know, after 5 years of staying sober to fall, now, you know, I didn't really party in my early 20s, to be honest with you. You know, it wasn't until 3 years ago that I started questioning, you know, life and being so stressed out from from living right, you know, that I'm like, well, I might as well turn up and look where it's got me now. Now I'm facing a Class B misdemeanor, you know, because I decided to go out drinking and I crashed my car and, you know, I ended up getting pulled over. And now this was 2 years ago and I'm still dealing with probation to this day. I got the ankle monitor on my ankle, you know, and it tests for alcohol. You know, I'm not on house arrest, thank God. I'm still able to work, still able to, you know, support myself. So God's really been, you know, I ain't afraid to talk about God. A lot of people are ashamed of God and stuff like that. They don't believe, but that's the only thing I can honestly say that keeps me going and keeps me out of trouble, you know, and having a positive mentality, you know. So even with my background, you know, even, you know, it always circles back to him, you know, to stay working and stay taking care of myself, you know, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for me. You know, my parents, they actually moved to Oklahoma. You know, my family lives in Oklahoma, so I'm stuck out here by myself in Fort Worth. But thank God, He's blessed me with the ability to work and the willpower to continue to work. You know.
Seriously. So, you've had a hard life, and we all have.
Yeah, bro.
But what's happening for your future? What do you have coming up next in this world?
I actually got a lot going because, you know, doing this interview is gonna probably, you know, put me out there a little bit. And, you know, I'm a musician. A lot of people don't know about me, but I'm an artist, man. And, you know, I'm a damn good one. You know, I just haven't had, you know, the proper tools or proper network, I guess, to get myself out there. But you've helped me a lot, Smiles, and I appreciate just knowing you, being friends with you, man. And, you know, I'm hoping I can take off and be a part of this brand and promote, you know, positivity with you, because that's
100%. And we will. We're doing that right now.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
But one of the biggest things about it is that, like I said, you've had a hard life. Mm-hmm. I have too.
Yes, sir.
The person watching this has had a hard life, and it's probably even harder, 10 times harder than what we've been through already.
Yeah.
But the fact that same lesson, that same message of, you know what, when you fall down, you get right back up. In skateboarding, you learn that same thing. In life.
And I'm not even that good of a skateboarder.
I'm not that good of a skater.
Shit, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I still get out there and I still got my little tricks. At least I can push. You know, I can. That's what it's about. You know, like you said, you know, skateboarding teaches you a lot to fall. If you fall, get back up. Stay pushing. You know, don't ever give up. Continue to. You know, you're not going to be the greatest in one day. It's not going to happen overnight, you know. So it's things like that I keep pumping in my brain that continue, you know, that push me and make me thrive to be that, you know, that good skater and that pro, you know. I still, even at 29 years old, who doesn't want to be a pro skater, you know?
Well, what is your dream? What is something that you just want to do in this world and that kind of makes you happy, makes you feel like you can't even go to sleep because you love it so much? Have you found something?
Speaking positivity to the world, you know? Being a positive influencer, because we're flooded in our culture and, you know, Hollywood, you know, what their secret agendas and things like that they're trying to shove down our throat. You know, I've never shoved my belief in God down anyone's throat. I've never shoved Christianity down anybody's throat. So why are you gonna shove, you know, any gay agenda, secret agenda down mine? You know?
Yeah.
Any pedophile agenda down mine? You know?
I see what you mean.
So.
When I met this man, you know what we bonded over? It was music.
Yeah.
And that's why one of my favorite things in this world is music, because you can just bond with anyone. I didn't know you were a felon. I didn't know you had this hard life, that you were currently going through something bad with alcohol.
Yeah, man.
But like, and how long have you been sober for with alcohol?
Probably about 5-6 months now.
5-6 months now.
But good. the craving is still there, you know, like shit. It's hard to make it through a week without wanting a beer, but that's you know, that should inspire people to stay on the wagon and stay, you know, stay off the
clean.
booze, stay clean, you know, because there's not a moment like, you know, I could crack a beer right now, but I tell myself, hell no, because I ain't trying to end up
Go back
in jail, you know. That's, you can't be anybody in jail. Ain't no stars in there, you know, ain't no stars in prison or jail, you know.
So what would you say to someone who hasn't even been to jail or prison but has a current alcohol addiction? Someone who like doesn't really see that in their future jail, because, you know, it could happen, you know, we never know what's going to happen next, but
Yeah.
for anyone who probably hasn't had that background of understanding how bad it really is, what would you say to them and to keep them out of there?
I would say, you know, think before you act, you know, think before you speak as well, because, you know, even words could end you up in the wrong place and wrong type of position, you know.
Very true.
You cuss out your parents, they kick you out, you on the streets. Hell no. I'd rather be under a roof, you know.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you would like to share to these maniacs? Any message that you'd like to say to them that doesn't even have to be about addiction? It could be just be kind. But is there anything that you have in your heart that you just want to get out there? Say it now.
You know, praise God. Stay blessed. Stay free. Keep your freedom, man. Shit. It's a lot going out here. You can make something of yourself, man, just with a positive attitude, just with being kind to people. You know, that's you said it best. Be kind, you know. Don't shit on everybody. You know, now, you know, everybody talks down on each other and likes to spread hatred rather than positivity, positive vibes, you know. Everybody's trying to compete to, you know, outshine each other, you know.
But it's all about collaboration.
It's all about collaboration. Pimp said it best, you know, if we unify, we you know, they gonna hate on us. The industry don't want us to unify, you know. That's one of my favorite rappers, you know. He's one of my icons, my idols, you know, because he was such a stand-up guy. You know, he wanted us to come together, you know, especially, you know, I'm being proud of being from the South, you know. Don't worry about, you know, everybody. That's what I trip out on, man. A lot of, you know, people today, they aspire to be somebody from another city. Just be yourself and be, you know, spread that, you know, try to unify and unionize, you know, and come together rather than, you know, compete with each other and cut each other's throat, you know.
I love your message, man, and I love what you want to do, and how you saying your favorite part is this, talking positivity, because it's something very beautiful whenever you can help someone out just from talking.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir. Stop suicide, man.
Your story is, I know for a fact, gonna help out so many people who go through something like this.
I hope so.
So thank you, man.
I hope so. Yes, sir.
Thank
no
you,
problem,
seriously.
Smiles. Anytime. Yes, sir.
And
Shout
that's
out
it.
to the people.
But
yes, sir.
always remember, guys, that when life sucks, smile.